Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Northern Waters. So today we've got a cruiser double feature tonight on World of Warships Legends with Phoenix 6-1. Make sure to follow the channel, guys. We are doing World of Warships videos every day. But yes, so I'm rocking the Napoli. All I can ever think of when I see the ship name is Nipple. Anyway, this is the Italian, legendary tier cruiser, right? And then after this, we've got a decent Baltimore game as well to showcase, highlight, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it, right? Crazy, awesome, super long range, 13.5 range, kilometer range torpedoes here. So that's why we're just sending them right off the bat, right through the zone. See if we can't get any luck shots. Lots of destroyers in this game, so that's always fun when you're a cruiser, right? That's kind of where the sweet spot is, you know? Like, I always like to see, you know, with the game, you know, in my mind, for the most part, has this, like, rock, paper, scissors mentality. I've brought this up in other videos, too, before, right? But, you know, cruisers are best at taking out destroyers. Destroyers are good at taking out battleships. Battleships are great at taking out cruisers, right? So, it's nice to be the, you know, the rock when you see a lot of scissors, right? Right. But yeah, so Zone A is getting capped, so we know there's at least one destroyer in here. And we'll go and challenge it. So we don't have a battleship coming around the outside, at least not that we can't tell yet. But that would spell doom for us, you know, in theory, right? We do have this rolling smoke screen with these Italian ships, which is super, super awesome. And we get picked up, so I use it. But then it's a Shimakaze that's literally right here. And I thought I was firing AP, and I thought I was switching to HE, but it's the other way around, right? So since we got spotted, we knew that he was going to send torpedoes, right? So, and he got them off pretty quick, right? But yes, I always say the trick to dodging torpedoes is to start dodging before you even see them, right? So just because we picked up that cruiser, or that destroyer, we knew to change our course instantly, right? So... but yeah, so we'll have the advantage over Shimakaze now because he does not have any torpedoes to shoot at us anymore. He sent all 3 racks. So he shwasted those, and we're going to shwaste him. Then we're getting picked up by radar, so I'm going to guess there's a, you know, it's the Ohio out there. He doesn't have radar, so I'm going to guess there's a cruiser close by. And I actually have the RGA of ships equipped on this ship. I don't have concealment, I don't think, for the mod. So if we get close enough to this edge here, yep, there we go, we pick up the cruiser, right? So there is a Des Moines, he is the one using the radar. And what's awesome about this is now I'm picking up this ship. Now granted, there's not a lot of battleships that are like in position to shoot this Des Moines, but in theory you'd have like a huge advantage just giving that intelligence data to your teammates, right? So just by chilling here. And so you can see that down in the bottom, like, you know, down the bottom, the assured detectability number that says 3. So that's when you will certainly, surely pick up enemy ships, right? And that goes down to 2 when you don't use that mod, right? So, but yeah, like a lot of times, you know, especially with like destroyers, if you want concealment, you know, you're giving that up, you know, because you want the concealment, right? That's where that's where it's at, right? So it's always like, you know, always kind of know that you have those, you know, what strengths your ship has, especially with how you outfitted them, your playstyle, and the ship itself is like probably the biggest one. So this Ohio could absolutely destroy us. So we are going to try and turn and run away as fast as possible. But in doing so, we're going to get this awesome torpedo shot on it because I feel like he doesn't realize. I don't know what he's thinking, but like he doesn't realize we're going to be dumping torpedoes his way, I guess. But yeah, he's probably like, oh, it's a cruiser, I can whoop the cruiser, you know, but like, it's like, well, if you're coming around the corner, and we're doing decent AP shell damage, as you saw there, and then, yeah, we get 3 torp hits on him, and now he's, like, almost dead, and then we're able to get this, you know, our other side torps off, but I am a little uncomfortable with how, kind of broadside we are to him, but yeah, we as you can see, we got 3 grand there on, the AP shells into the side of that Ohio, so that's pretty awesome, right? And then just need our torpedoes. Yep, so yeah, that's the kind of damage we were expecting to take. I'm hoping he goes down quick here. You know, I want to use my rolling smoke screen to get the concealment right. just so he doesn't get this last shot off at us. And then you can see we've even got decent SAP rounds for the secondaries, right? I feel like this would be one where like man, like maybe I boost my secondary batteries. It's just weird to do that on a cruiser, you know. But anyway, we don't do that. Yeah, I don't have that build like that. But yeah, they did decent damage as well. Alright, so we'll circle around and kind of see what develops. If we can help finish off this Des Moines, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the only thing with the Napoli, you don't get SAP rounds for. You still have HE rounds, you know. So I don't know if like I prefer that, but like the AP rounds are nice enough that it's kind of like, you know what, like I guess it makes more sense to have it this way. But yeah, as you go through the Italian cruiser tech tree, a lot of them you get those SAP rounds, which are, you don't have their ups and downs, right? But not here. And see, I think like SAP would be doing really like way better there against this Des Moines at this angle, you know. But it is what it is, right? This is what we got. So we switched to HE, but it looks like he's going to go down pretty quick here. And then I'm just using the torpedo angle to just get a read on where that Ohio is going, right? Because we don't want to, you know, we learned our lesson. We took a bad shot from the previous Ohio, right? Everyone's playing the Ohio. Well, at least when I recorded this one, there was a lot of Ohio action going on out there because people picked that up from the winter event, right? I was not willing to open up my real life wallet to spring for the Ohio this go around. So maybe it'll come for a bureau project or something. Who knows? Someday, you know, like 2 years from now or something. So I'm checking my my firing guns in smoke detectability range, right? But we've got a decent shot against this Ohio there, and of course, like now we weren't getting. We only got one penetration there, but yeah, we weren't getting the awesomeness that was happening before. So he hits us pretty good, as expected, right? So since he's moving forward, like I wasn't, you know, I knew we would have this out of being able to just duck back behind the, you know, cover here. And then, yeah, we'll use the damage con on that fire right away. There's really no other threats over here. The rest of my team did just as awesome as we did and took everybody else out except for a destroyer, right? So we will just hunt the Ohio here and see, you know, see what happens. Try some things out today, right? I think it, like, I mean, to me, he should stop moving forward, but he doesn't. Because now we're going to get, you know, we're going to be able to torp him. Yeah. Plus, we'll have smokescreen to go undetected if we choose. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. He's the only guy left. And then, well, he's going to be somewhat broadside, so we may be able to AP him. So if you didn't know, if you weren't sure if you could Citadel in Ohio in a Napoli, the answer is yes, you can. So we get a great chunk on him here. I don't know why we didn't do that well before, but then, yeah, he gets the crap torped out of him coming in. I mean, maybe he was just like, YOLO in it, because he's like, you know what, I'm going to lose. You might as well have some fun with it and press in and be aggressive. Because, like, I do that. I do that on both ends, right? So we do take top of the leaderboard. And walk away with a little bit of cash. It's always hard to walk away with silver on Legendary, right? Especially if you're not rocking premium days, right? But yeah, you know, guys, know me and my play style. I like to, if my team's winning and it's obvious that we're going to get the win, I'll be super aggressive and stupid because that's more fun. And then same with, like, if I'm really losing. Although, you can see I'm going through how we have the commander laid out here, right? But I feel like with this particular... So I have a different commander for this than I do with the SAP shells on, like, along the tech tree, right? So I'm just kind of like, this is one where I just feel like I don't have it dialed in, right? But anyway, yeah, so, like, when I'm, like, losing and I know when my team's going to lose, sometimes I'll go and do that YOLO push. But then also, like, sometimes it's also fun to, like, just see how destructive you can be in your final moments of life, right? But, yeah. I think here too would be valuable to do smokescreen, just because that you have got that rolling smokescreen. But I feel like that's one thing with the Italian cruisers, at least, that smokescreen I feel like it should last longer. Because you've got like British cruisers that have like smoke screens that last like, you know, minutes, you know, like over a minute at least, right? But yeah, so I've got this sweet black camo on this on this. I thought it looked good because they have like the trim and like the blue, you know, so like all the railing and stuff is blue, so it kind of like stuck out and looked kind of cool, right? But yes, that is our Napoli game. So I think I've got a Baltimore game up next that was also like didn't take the full, you know, 15 minutes. So you guys know me, I like to do, if it's short games that are good, it's like, well, I don't like putting like an 8-minute YouTube video out there, so we'll do a double header again, right? Like, so we'll put two together and gets her up to almost 20 minutes, right, of a video for the day. But yeah, so we're diving right into this one, a whole 7 seconds in already, because I forgot to push the record button when I started playing, right? And yeah, but I mean, Baltimore, like, I mean, it's always fun to have a good Baltimore game, right? I feel like this is a good one. You know, this is a good tech tree if you're interested. I mean, obviously if you're interested in cruisers, but like getting to the Baltimore was like, you know, like I actually like this ship a lot, you know. But so I do take a little bit of an aggressive move here by going in towards the B hole. I think that, like, you know, and we do have radar on this cruiser, so we'd be able to pick up any destroyers that come in and challenge us. But you know, it's like a lot of other cruisers where you can just get wasted by battleships, right? So we're gonna sneak in next to this little island here and just try and like steal the cap, right? And then, you know, because like if we're, you know, we don't have a smoke screen, or, you know, like, you know, we don't have a destroyer support over here, right? So this is a perfect example of like risk reward type situation, right? Like so you could have either battleships over like across from you where this Albemarle is, right? That could spot you if they're just out just a little bit more to the right? And then anything spotting you, those battleships are gonna just shoot at you right until you're dead. And then battleships over at the C zone cap, you're gonna run into the same situation. They're fire across the map, right? But we get a little bit lucky. I mean, some of it was like we kind of saw positioning happening early on, but now we really kind of know where everybody is, right? Yeah, like, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's a little bit of that like risk reward, right? We did a risky move, and it's paying off for us, at least for the time being, right? And then we use our radar because we knew, I think that we saw that get contested or captured or something, or I just kind of like assumed like somebody's got to be here, right? Like, and so we use our radar and pick everybody up. That's kind of by the B cap here. And then, yeah, like, it'd be just so nice to keep this Albemarle. I can't say that word, so I intentionally say it stupid. But so we get a Citadel hit on him, even though we did like no damage for a Citadel. You gotta be kidding me. Even though it was you know, kind of a blind shot, like he went dark right as we're pulling the trigger, right? But yeah, I mean, we'll continue to try on him. Especially if he's going to stay spotted for us, right? He's gonna, looks like he's bouncing forward and backwards, right? So we'll take advantage. And then, yep, we knew that destroyer was out there. We go. That was an awesome hit. We knew that destroyer was out there, so we triggered sonar, but also we just weren't going to stick our nose that far out anyway, because we'd get whooped by everything else that's out there, including that battleship would be shooting us, right? So we're just kind of teasing people right now. They're trying to shoot us, but they can't, right? And then, yeah, this battleship's pushing hard. We've got support behind us, plus if you look on the minimap, we've got destroyer coming in, and there's his torpedoes coming across the map here, so we'll have that going for us. And yeah, the Caprice is trying the single fire shot. Like, maybe I can get those torpedoes a little closer to the island and he'll hit them, but nope, we're not falling for it. We know he's there. It's the key to dodging torpedoes. Knowing the destroyers, knowing they're on their way before you see them. Atlantico. So yeah, he's probably got a secondary build on that ship. Like, that's a good, you know, I see a lot of people do secondary builds on that, but we do decent with our AP rounds on him. Or, I mean, aside from the fact that they over-penetrated. But that, like, leads me to believe that they could penetrate and, like, you know, do a little bit more. So there we go, we got two. Yeah, it's one of those like scenarios like, maybe I should have switched to HE, but no, we were doing good enough damage, so I left the AP on. Now, decisions. Here comes more torpedoes.
Dead ahead.
I mean, I don't know if I want to go out there at all. Like, if he's just going to keep dumping them.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
How many does he have? Somebody count those.
Torpedoes, direct front.
If we fire at this Bismarck, we'll probably get spotted. But he is, like, about to kind of duck behind there. Yeah. So we are firing HE at him. Alright, we'll move out. We're going to have radar ready here. That was kind of part of my thought process behind the Patience, but then the Caprice gets spotted anyway. Or no, we did trigger our radar, yep. I was like, somebody else picked him up. No, that was us. But yeah, that was part of my my theology. It was to wait till we had this radar ready, because I could tell he was just going to stay there. Like, it was just kind of a prediction, right? So we'll get enough, we get enough shots off and reloads off to be able to finish him off, right? And then we'll take advantage of the cover here, the fact that we're not spotted. Oh, and then I opened my mouth too soon and we get spotted. Planes everywhere. And yeah, so we'll take our freebie classic hidden cruiser shots at these guys. And airplanes are what's picking us up here. There we go. Our destroyer might have either that airplane ran out or our destroyer shot it down. Airplane, really? There you go. So we'll continue to move forward just to keep this Bismarck out, you know, keep him from having, like, you know, line of sight at us. And then, of course, yeah, he's firing blind shots this way. And they're hitting the land. And this battleship's gonna block us. Where do I get? Now we got a Duncan. You guys know me. Duncan is one of my my favorite ships. At the moment, we change our minds sometimes, right? But it's the newish tech tree for the British battleships, right? So we have some pretty awesome videos out there in the Duncan, and I think I might still have the like the world record on the World of Warships Legends builds, but I'm sure somebody better than me will pick that up. It's just, it was such a new ship at the time. That I was just having a blast with it. We're getting awesome hits on this Weimar. We'll hold off for, I was going to say we'll hold off for a little bit on the damage con, but if we can finish him off, it won't matter here. Somebody finish him off, all right. And then, yeah, I was kind of looking forward to challenging that Duncan and seeing what happened, or ramming him, but of course the game we won on points, so... or the enemy lost all of its points, right? So that does put us at the top of the leaderboard there. As you guys can see, kills don't mean everything. The guy below me got 4 kills, but we almost, had almost 1,000 more XP than him. And then, of course, walked away with 300 grand in silver and credits, right? And then this is the Commander Geist, but we're using Norman Scott here for our commander. And then I do still have some defensive perks here, this... just because, when I very first started playing these American cruisers, I was learning we learned our lessons the hard way and got, just, yeeted, murdered, deleted from the map, whatever you want to call it, right? So we learned our lessons the hard way. We still continue to learn lessons the hard way, right? But that's kind of how that worked out. And then I think this is what was I did this video and then I had filters on the holiday event or whatever for rewards. And so I think this is actually the Cleveland that I'm showing here instead of, it looks like they're similar, right? But this is the Cleveland, not the Baltimore, that I'm highlighting at the end of my video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow the channel. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to push the like button, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.